Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this one we're going to be talking about retirement. I know a lot of people sometimes they struggle after they retire, and if you plan on retiring or are retired and want to come here to Cambodia, hopefully this video will help you, give you some ideas of what to do, how to enjoy your retirement, and just instead of just sitting around and wasting away. So hopefully you can glean a few ideas from here that will make your stay more enjoyable if that's your plan. And as a reminder, my debut horror novel, Pray for Salvation, just released last week. I'm thankful to everybody that has already purchased a copy, but you can find your copy at the link in the description, along with all the rest of my books. All my 5 other books are down there as well. And it would mean a lot if you want to download it, read it, and give me your opinion. I always appreciate it. So consider that. And if you like this video and you want to help support the channel, I have links down below for PayPal and Ko-fi.com. You can buy me a coffee, donate through PayPal, and help us continue to do what we do. And every donation is appreciated. We love you guys. Always, always appreciative of your generosity. And so I want to say thank you in advance. All right, so you come to Cambodia, you're retired, now what? The fact is, at least in the United States, from speaking to different people, you have a person, they worked all their lives in a certain industry perhaps, and now they've reached the age where they can finally retire. It's now their time. They're not on the clock, they're not on the schedule, they don't have a boss to answer to. And for a lot of, and that sounds good, and it is, and it can be, but for a lot of people, it gives them kind of a feeling of helplessness now, because they've just been, their whole lives they've committed to that lifestyle, to having a boss, to having a schedule, to being told, you got to be here on a certain day and do this job. And it's really easy sometimes to lose yourself kind of when you retire, because you don't have the same schedule, and you might find out that 24 hours is really a long day when you have nothing to fill it for those 8 to 10 hours that you were used to. It's a real struggle in America. I'm telling you, I've spoken to people who couldn't wait to retire, and then 6 months later they're just going crazy, stir crazy. They don't know what to do with themselves. Of course, people come to Cambodia to retire for several reasons, but I've already talked about all that. But if that's your plan, hopefully these tips will help you out. Now, I can't, of course, say specifically what you're into or what you like, what kind of hobbies you have or anything like that, but here's the thing I found out. We seem to be in the mindset, oh, there's a dog barking, mindset of ageism. And one of the ways that affects people of a certain age is when they're told, or they have this feeling, or there's an implication that they are too old for something. I mean, everybody, when we're a kid, we have hopes, we have dreams, we want to be this, we want to be that, and then sometimes we just find ourselves, we go to college, we get a job, we do that job for 40, 50 years. And we kind of give up on the things we wanted to do. But I'm here to tell you there is no age limit on anything you want to do. Have you ever wanted to write a book? I didn't publish my first book until I was 58 years old. It's not too late. It's something I've always wanted to do. I have the time. Now I'm going to do it. Maybe you want to paint. Maybe you want to write about culture in Cambodia. Maybe you want to immerse yourself in the culture here and write a book about it. Or maybe you just want to paint the vistas or the temples, and here's the thing with all that, like, you don't have to create a masterpiece. You don't have to be good at it. It's not one of those things where you're like, I don't have a talent to do that. Don't talk yourself out of it is what I'm trying to say. Everybody has something within them that they wanted to do, and you can probably do that here in Cambodia. So, and you might not think your life has been interesting. You might think nobody wants to hear the stories about your life, But if you've always wanted to write and let others read about experiences you've had that may be unique to you. Just do it. When I'm reading, the reason I don't read a lot of biographies is because they're all by famous people. They're trying to expose the industry they were in, exposing Hollywood, the deep, dark secrets of the Hollywood squares, or, there was a book like that a while ago. It's just, it's just great. And I don't care about the celebrities or their secrets or what happened to them behind the scenes. But what I really like, and I've always liked, is when I get to sit down with people who have no celebrity, who just lived basically normal, everyday life. But I like to hear about what they've done, the places they've been, the things they've experienced, because it's coming from a very real place. And it's stuff I've never thought about, things I've never done, places I've never been. And so I'd rather read a biography from a guy who was a plumber for 30 years than some celebrity. And the reason for that is because I'm sure that plumber's got some very funny, maybe sometimes tragic tales to tell. Hey, if you're a plumber, did you ever find a body part in somebody's septic tank? Yeah, that's that's the kind of thing I want to hear about because I have so many questions about that. But yeah, so if you wanted to paint, if you wanted to write, if you wanted to record history and culture, you can certainly do that here in Cambodia. And don't let anybody tell you because you're a certain age that you might as well not even start, that it's not going to matter, because that is absolutely not true. Another thing you can do here, despite what some people try to say, is that you can, as a retired person here with an ER visa extension, you can volunteer. You can volunteer in as many places as you want, as long as you want, for as many hours as you want. And you are allowed to do that being retired here. As long as you're not accepting money within the country for a job, you're good to go. And there are many organizations that are always seeking volunteers, no matter what kind of interests you have, no matter what way you want to help, you can always find them here. If you like animals, especially dogs, there's an organization called Animals of Our World, and they do a fantastic job of taking stray street animals, rehabilitating them, getting them their shots, giving them medicine, trying to keep them alive, and then trying to adopt them out to loving homes. And they are always, and they do this without a budget, basically. They rely on donations as well. And they rely on a group of volunteers, and anybody can volunteer to go in there an hour a week, 2 hours a week, a couple hours a day if you want. And, you'll feed the dogs, you clean up after the dogs. But basically, you're also going to have a lot of time to give the dog some lovin's, make a whole lot of the new four-legged furry friends. And there's nothing wrong with that, because once these dogs recognize you and they realize that that's the guy I saw before, and he gave me a belly rub, well, you're going to have a whole lot of new friends. So, if you're into animals, and if you're not, that's fine, because there are any number of organizations looking for people to volunteer for different things. A word of caution there: if there's a volunteer organization that says they want you to volunteer, but you have to pay something in order to volunteer there, try to avoid those places. That is, not all of them, but generally that's a scam. And they'll actually just put it out there. Hey, we are seeking volunteers to come and stay with us and do this and that. And all you have to do is pay us $50 a week for the privilege. You do the work, you pay us for doing it. That's just not a. This is not a thing in the real world. So yeah, if there's any exchange of money taking place as a retired person, just try to avoid that when it comes to volunteer work. They can't pay you because you're retired, but you certainly don't need to be paying them. But maybe you have some kind of knowledge you want to pass on to somebody else. You could start a free class. You could just post on different social medias or spread the word to, make a newsletter or something. Pass out flyers and let people know, hey, if you wanted to learn about this, something you are really good at, something you have a lot of knowledge on, meet me at this cafe at this time. It's free, and we'll have lessons once a month, twice a month, whatever. Start a little discussion group about that. Teach a class. It doesn't have to be English. It can be any subject that other people might find interesting. And you'd be surprised if you think nobody's interested in what I have to say. I think you'd be surprised at how many people would go just to get the knowledge of something new and something different. And there are already many groups and organizations that once a month or sometimes twice a month they will meet up. A lot of them are just basically friends groups. Like, hey, do you want to make new friends here? Come to this cafe at this time on this date every month, and we just have a meetup. Just different people from around the world. And there's no real point to it except to go and be friendly and communicate and talk to other people. And from that, you will have some very good ongoing friendships, I think. And then there are others that have specific goals in mind. Everything from going on little walks around town to different portions of the town and looking at different attractions here, all the way to a bicycle club that you can join for free, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or an expert, because they go to, depending on which group you're in, they'll set you on the right route. And the only thing you have to pay for that is if you don't have your own bicycle. You will have to pay for the rental for the day. For the bicycle, I think it's like $3 or something, if you don't have a bicycle of your own. Of course, that's a good way to go out, one of these walking groups or biking groups. You can get some exercise, get some fresh air, get to see different areas of the town that others might not explore as much. And I know that's not possible for everybody. There's a lot of people with mobility issues or health issues that disallow them from doing things like that. And that's fine. Because if you can't find something out of all the groups that are out there, and all the ways they advertise, if you can't find something and there's something specific you're interested in, you can start a group yourself. Take your organizational skills and just go nuts, because I think you'll see if you find a niche here that hasn't been filled, people with the same mindset and the same likes, you can start your own group and meet somewhere once a month and say, hey, we're gonna meet every month and we're gonna do this and this and this. It's just something to keep your mind occupied, to perhaps keep your body occupied, so you don't just sit there after you're retired and after everything you've been through in your life and just sit back and just wait to die. I mean, yeah, eventually we're all going to die anyway, but make the most of it while you're still alive and kicking, So yeah, you can volunteer. Or if you don't want to get involved with a group with a specific time and date, you know what the best thing I like to do, and everybody knows this already, but yes, I like to get out like I'm doing in this video, in all my videos, and just walk around. And you will meet a lot of people doing that, and you will see a lot of things doing that. And it gives you your exercise. You can go as far or as far away as you want. You can take a short distance, just go up a few blocks. And I've seen older foreigners here, they just like to hang out in front of these little mom and pop stores. They made friends with the owners, and they'll sit there and maybe have a couple beers in the afternoon, get them right out of the cooler in front of the mom and pop store. The owners will set out a little chair for them. And yeah, and they don't mind talking to other people. I've often gone to a mom and pop shop, seeing an old foreigner sitting there drinking a beer and just had a conversation with them, because there are some lonely people here and they're just looking for some conversation, and yeah, why not? I have the time. So yeah, you don't even have to get involved with anything officially. You can just go out, explore on your own, and there are many inexpensive things to do here in Siem Reap. Go to the Royal Gardens and over by the Royal Residence. That's free. It's a very nice nature-filled area with a lot of history, a lot of culture, a lot of local symbolism surrounding it. They also got food and drink carts set up all over, so you don't have to worry about that. And you can spend a day there and just relax in nature. And it's nice and shady in most spots, so you won't even have the sun shining down on you. Yeah, that's very nice as well. Just a lot of things to do. So hopefully that helped you. Be sure to check out all my links down below. Like I said, I have links for PayPal and Ko-fi.com if you want to help support the channel. There are links down there for other channels. I recommend you definitely check them out. And check out all my other links as well. All right, from Siem Reap, Cambodia. I will talk to you guys in the next one.